All right, we have some breaking news out of Hong Kong for you this morning on the fate of media tycoon Jimmy Lai. Ian Lee is standing by in London following this and other international headlines for us. Ian, what can you tell us?
Good morning, Amory. Yeah, a Hong Kong court sentenced media tycoon Jimmy Lai to at least 12 months in prison for his involvement in a 2019 pro-democracy rally. The 73-year-old is seen as a father figure for many of the activists, and shortly before he was sentenced, prosecutors brought fresh charges against Lai under the new national security law, which include conspiring with foreign forces and obstructing the course of justice. Those charges carry life sentences. We are moving now on to Denmark, where authorities are investigating a large outbreak of salmonella linked to a health supplement by Husk. And 3 people are dead and more than 30 are sick, 19 of which are being treated in a hospital. And they range in age from 2 to 92. Now, the source of the outbreak is linked directly to an herbal remedy that's generally used as a laxative, but authorities are uncertain which ingredient caused the poisoning. The company who manufactures the capsule says it's recalling all Husk products while the investigation is ongoing. Next, we're in Pakistan, where French nationals are being told to leave the country for their own safety. Protests have been intensifying nationwide. They were sparked months ago when France defended the right to show cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad as free expression. But recently, Pakistani authorities arrested a leader of a hardline party who called for the expulsion of the French ambassador, and that sparked more unrest. 2 police officers have been killed in the clashes. We now move on to China, where the country's economy has grown at a rate of 18.3%. The COVID comeback is the biggest jump in GDP since Beijing started recording the data, but it's below expectations. Economists pointed to strong industrial production, consumption, and investment, and Chinese officials say it's a good start for the year, but warn of future uncertainties and instability. Because of the pandemic, China was the only major economy to grow last year, albeit at its weakest in decades. Finally, we're in Chile, where the country is seeing a surge in COVID cases despite its vaccination success. Daily infections are at an all-time high. Intensive care units are overwhelmed as the country enters another lockdown. People are frustrated, especially since the president bragged a couple of months ago about having one of the world's fastest vaccine rollouts, but critics say the reason for the spike is simply restrictions being lifted too quickly. Amory, one explanation for the surge could also be the effectiveness of the Chinese vaccines. China's CDC director reported this week that international trials suggest their vaccines are about 50% effective, and that's only after patients have had both doses.
That is truly fascinating, Ian, because I believe, the vaccine from China went to a number of different countries in South America. But I think it just goes back to the fact that, vaccines are great, treatments are great, but keeping a mask on, social distancing, that's the stuff that really makes all the difference, that stops this virus from spreading. I know you guys are starting to open up a little bit over there in the UK, but I bet authorities there are still telling people to mask up, right?
Oh, and it has been a slow reopening, too. I mean, it's not just one day they're like everyone can go back to normal. They're monitoring it very closely and have said that, they don't want to go back under a lockdown, but they're watching the numbers really closely to how quickly they actually do open up.
Yep, that's what you got to do, and change the strategy if the numbers start to peak again. Ian Lee, great talking to you. Thank you.